Season 5, Race 9, My Team Career Mode, F1 2020, and we are at Canada for the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal. As I said previously, qualifying is getting really tight now that the pack's more bunched up, and you can just, evidence that is with the top 4, or I think it's the top 5. Look how close that is. And because of that, we were 7/10 off pole, and we end up 16th. So, but it's okay. And our teammate's 11th, which should be interesting, and we'll just go from there and see what happens. Excuse me. Of course, we are using the same engine that we used in Baku, so it's still a fresh engine in the car.
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but chin up.
No
it's
rain.
Not the end of the world.
Progress history. Ferrari, Red Bull, AlphaTauri getting pretty close. And let's go to the race.
Hello and welcome to the Ile Notre Dame once again for what promises to be another incredible Canadian Grand Prix at a fiercely competitive circuit, where pole position can often be decided by less than 1/10 of a second. It's one of the fastest races of the season here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, with around 60% of this 2.7-mile circuit taken at full throttle. There are 14 corners to navigate, the very last of which has its very own infamous history and could be the cause of a safety car today. Anthony Davidson is here once again for today's Grand Prix. So, let's briefly discuss Lewis Hamilton. Looks like they've got a tough race in store today, as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Kvyat, Sainz, Lando Norris, and Giotto, Gasly, Ocon, Schumacher, and Charles Leclerc. Albon, they've taken a grid penalty. Matsushita, Lance Stroll, and Hamilton, Perez, the owner-driver, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Kevin Magnussen, De Vries, Russell, Latifi, and Tatiana Calderon. Which of these...
Well,
now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
fortunately, it was a little too far back to take advantage of the grid penalties, so could be a big day for Bottas in the points, considering, you know, he's behind me, and myself and Hamilton and Schumacher are further back in the pack. So, see how this race unfolds.
We're not seeing any technical issues coming off the practice start. Watch the RPM on a full start. We don't want to bog down. The drivers we're racing are Perez and Giovinazzi.
If I could beat Hamilton to the first turn and then keep him behind me, that would be ideal. I was wearing a hat. Decided to take that off so it's a little more comfortable without the hat on.
Radar is clear. Weather is looking good for now. Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
So up front, it's Bottas, Verstappen, then the AlphaTauri of Kvyat, to McLarens, and then Kyoto, and then the Renaults, and then my teammate. And then the Red Bulls. Albon also got a grid penalty along with Hamilton. Stroll, Hamilton, Perez, and myself. Alright, let's see what we can do here in this race. 5 red lights. Canadian Grand Prix. On their way. Well, that's not ideal. I made a big dive bomb and it worked for a second, and then it didn't work. So let's see. So Hamilton goes by Matsushita. I'm trying to dive underneath here, shove Perez. I'm able to get by my teammate. That's a bit of a cleaner start. And that was not a good turn. I actually just noticed now that our teammate decided to start on the medium tire. Ooh, we got a great run on Ocon here. Get by him for P8. So that was a pretty good start, all things considered. We are in the points. Let's see. Everyone in the top 9 is on softs. And then Albon and Hamilton, who were in the top 10, along with Giovinazzi. So more than half the field is on softs. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 12 cars on softs, 10 on mediums. Ooh, and that's going to help me.
Nice start.
Those guys back there going side by side is going to help me tremendously. Go on the outside of Pierre Gasly and move into P7. So a great start for us, all things considered. Bottas sets the fastest lap in the Grand Prix. Now, I'm sort of curious to see what the strategy is here for the guys on the mediums. Because I know in the past, I have been able to stretch this race to a one-stop by going long on the soft stint, going around to mediums to the end of the race.
DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. You've got a lot of spare energy. Use your overtake button.
Mid-session save right about here. Oh, jeez, Pierre Gasly. I didn't even see him coming behind me. got DRS there. Should help me catch up to Lando Norris a little bit. Oh, very close to Lando.
Strategy is available on the MFD. Copy.
Move on Lando. To the final chicane. Got it. Into P6. There's our teammate right behind us, Mick Schumacher. As Gasly and Norris go side by side. Good news is we've broken the DRS barrier to Lando Norris, so he cannot get DRS on us, which is good. I'll actually do another mid-session save since we've gotten to another critical part in the race. Actually, just to check up on the leaders, or not the leaders, but the other championship contenders, Mick Schumacher's up to 9th. Hamilton still stuck outside the points in 14th.
Gap to car in front is 3.1 seconds. We think the car behind might be struggling with fuel issues. See if you can increase the gap.
Gasly is so close to Norris.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the
Can't
mediums.
get pass done at the moment.
We're sat in 6th. Giotto ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 3.4 seconds. They're on old softs. Norris behind. Our gap behind is 2.0 seconds. They're on old softs. Okay, gap to leader, 10.0 seconds. Your pit window opens in 2 laps time. 28 laps to go.
Now they're going side by side. Just lots of chunk time to me going through that final chicane.
Giotto's just ahead. Push for the position. P6. We have P6. Our gap to the car in front is 3.8 seconds. They're on old softs. Norris is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 2.7 seconds. They're on old softs. Our gap to first place is 10.5 seconds. Your pit window opens next lap. 27 laps to go. Okay, gap ahead is 4.4 seconds.
Well, we got our first taker. It's Max Verstappen, along with Kvyat and Carlos Sainz. We're diving into the pits.
In this lap, push now.
And just out of curiosity, I'm going to go and see what they decide to put on. So Verstappen went on mediums, which makes me think he's doing a 2-stop, because he did 9 laps on these softs, and he's basically having to go 25 laps on the mediums. So that might be a 2-stop. We'll see. The strategy did call for a 2-stop, by the way. Norris is in for... No, this is Sainz in for mediums, as is Kvyat in for mediums. They are gonna come out in traffic, so that could be something that's a little helpful to us. Not only stuck in traffic, but stuck behind people who are going to go along anyway, like Lance Stroll and Matsushita and Perez and Leclerc and my teammate, because they already started on the mediums. So it'll be very interesting to see how the strategies work themselves out.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button more.
Giotto comes in for his stop. And a bunch of others come in as well. Surprised Bottas didn't come in that time. Check the tire choices on those who pitted. And here we go again with the strategy. So Luca Giotto is definitely doing a 2-stop. So he goes on to another set of soft tires. Lando Norris is going on to the mediums. Pierre Gasly is going on to another set of softs, as is Matsushita, no, Albon. And Hamilton going on to another set of soft tires. So yes, very interesting strategies here. Some people are definitely 2-stopping. Others I'm not so sure. I don't know if, you know, the fact that they went on to mediums means they're going to do a two-stop onto another set of mediums or not. We have me, who is definitely going to be doing a one-stop.
We think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now.
Here goes Bottas, and he also goes onto a set of soft tires, so he, for sure, will need to stop again. So, effectively, we are in a net P1 in the Canadian Grand Prix. I don't think Leclerc and my teammate Nick Schumacher can do a decent job holding up Bottas a little bit. I'm not probably going to pit until lap 14 or 15. The tire where it really doesn't necessitate me stopping at this point.
We're leading our teammate by 1.7 seconds.
I am in decent shape. There goes Schumacher.
Nick is in the pits. Nick in the pits.
Leclerc into the pits for their stops. And what are they going to go for? That is the big question. As we check, see what they do go for. Uh-oh. They're definitely doing a two-stop. We're stepping onto another set of mediums, and my teammate also onto another set of mediums, so they are definitely doing a two-stop. Don't know why they would. It's like, I mean, the hard tire is going to be the slowest tire, but why would you not go for the hard tire? It seems like the obvious choice, if you're asking me. Didn't get the best run out of that corner. Says it come out 8th. Who is in 8th right now? It's Lando Norris.
Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap. Affirmative. Medium tyres at the next stop.
And we come into the pits for our one and only pit stop.
Go, go, go. Okay, you only have to stop once now. One stop left.
Now, I'm behind my teammate right now, but I wouldn't worry about that too much, considering that he and Leclerc definitely need to pit a second time.
Okay, you're in the top 10. Okay, we've got plenty of energy. Use the overtake button and have a go.
By Schumacher, by
Nice
Leclerc
work, that brings you up the
on the
place.
outside. That was a wonderful move. And oh, here comes Leclerc back. Meanwhile, in front of us, Norris and Gasly are battling in front of Schumacher. That's going to allow us to get closer to this battle. should be noted that McLaren and Schumacher are two of the drivers who absolutely needed to make a second stop. They went from medium to medium. They can't go to the end of the race on that tire strategy, so they must make the second stop. So they pass by another car, our teammate Schumacher, on the outside of the hairpin.
Verstappen has just put up the fastest lap of the race so far.
Not the best run for that chicane. Done. Can we do it? Try to pass him on the inside. See if that gives us any different result. Still holds us up. I'm just gonna lay back and then get him on the main straight. Teammate looked to the inside, but it didn't work. Time we're definitely going to get Norris. He has no DRS. We do. Get by before we even get to the chicane.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. P7 now. P7. Gasly ahead. Gap to car in front is 1.4 seconds. They're on old softs. Norris behind. Less than a second separate you. They're on old mediums. The gap to the leader is 18.1 seconds. Your pit window opens in 2 laps time. 16 laps to go.
Yeah, so victory might be a little out of reach at the moment. Right now, my goal is to just get ahead or finish ahead of our rival, Kyoto. He's running a P5, and he actually is in the pits right now, so he should be able to jump him pretty easily. And Gasly hits the pits as well.
Gap to the car ahead is 12.5 seconds. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Confirmed.
Ooh, George Russell out of the race. Must have been a mechanical issue for his Haas.
Caution.
No safety car as Bottas dives
Okay,
into the
clear.
pits. I suspect Bottas will beat us out here.
box. We're coming in this lap.
Or maybe not. We barely edge out Valtteri Bottas. So maybe I was wrong. Maybe we are in contention for a win here at the Canadian Grand Prix. We'll see where Verstappen, Kvyat, and Sainz end up when they exit the pits. Oh, Valtteri, you're not getting by me. That's not happening.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilize some of this energy.
This is for position. I thought I was going to do the old DRS trick. I think I have to land by a little earlier than that. There we go. Verstappen, Kvyat, Sainz in the pits right now. Going to be close with Max, and we just beat him out. So we are now in an effective race lead on the Canadian Grand Prix, or we are in the lead. Not even effective, we lead this race. The hungry pack of wolves right behind us, and Bottas looking for the move. On the outside, we squeeze him out. Still a bunch of cars who need to make pit stops. Of course, those who went medium. Still need to make pit stops to go on to make their required compound change. Shoving Bottas out as he tried to hit the lead. Gives the opening to Max Verstappen. He's going to jump into second place. So who has to pit still? Schumacher and Leclerc obviously still have to pit. As does Matsushita, as does Perez and Stroll. So the effective running order is myself, Verstappen, Bottas. Then Kvyat will be 4th. Sainz will be 5th. Giotto will be 6th. Gasly will be 7th. Albon will be 8th. Hamilton will be 9th. And Ocon will be 10th. And of course, that depends on where everyone else comes out as Verstappen looks to make a move. I actually need to fix that because I wasn't not using my ERS at that point when I should have been using my ERS. That's how you even got by me in the first place. That's okay, because then we're going to get DRS on Verstappen. Which works out just fine for us, because we'll just overtake him at the hairpin. That's the lead for Verstappen, a potential snake duck for Bottas. Bottas can get close enough. Which he can't. As Leclerc and Schumacher dive for the pits for their stop. I presume everyone who did the medium is going to end on softs. It should be interesting to see how quickly they can work their way through the field.
Nick is coming in for his stop.
Four-car dogfight for the win between myself, Verstappen, Bottas, Kvyat, and Carlos Sainz as well. He's not far behind. Here comes Verstappen. Made a little contact with Bottas there. He gets loose and holds up that entire pack of cars. See how much it costs him, because right now that puts them outside DRS range. And I wasn't trying to spin out Bottas there. He got to the inside, I clipped him a little bit, and he just lost it a little bit. Now he backed up that whole little pack there. Schumacher sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix.
As things stand, we'll be leading the championship.
Ooh, that's interesting information. And don't forget, I mentioned this after the race in Baku, but Max Verstappen's not that far behind me in the points. And the fact that he's likely going to finish ahead of both Hamilton and Schumacher means he's going to be back in it as well.
Gap to teammate behind is 12.3 seconds. Position, front of the pack. Bottas is behind you. The gap is less than a second. They're on old mediums. Your pit window is open. Pit window is open. 6 laps to go. Teammate by 11.1 seconds. They're on fresh softs. They're in 11th. The time last lap was a 1:10.2.
To one more mid-session save. Okay, keep on him. He might make a mistake. Alright, we take the lead back from Bottas. We can't let that go, now can we?
2 laps of fuel left. Gap to teammate behind is 6.2 seconds.
Bottas and Verstappen going side by side again. Verstappen pulls into second.
Okay, some information on Perez. It looks like the problem is terminal.
As
They're retiring
Sergio
the car.
Perez retires from the race, making him the second consecutive race with a Racing Point retirement. Of course, Lance Stroll retired from the Azerbaijan Grand Prix last time out. Verstappen's giving us a big challenge here. He's going to have DRS. We are on the power. Doing everything we can to hold him at bay. The former world champion in the Ferrari. Final lap. Here we come. One more time
This is
around.
your final lap of the race.
Shove him out a little bit. Into turn 1. Gives us a little bit of breathing room for the moment.
Yellow flag.
No overtaking there. Yellow flag, local yellow.
Green flag.
Here comes Verstappen. Looking for the boot to the outside. Can't make it stick. Saving up our ERS for the last run to the line.
Moving to mix 2. Fuel to mix 2.
Oh, look at that. Kvyat got around Bottas. Danny Kvyat looking for the podium.
As things stand, we'll be leading the championship.
Danny Kvyat looking to make a move for P2 on Max Verstappen in the final corner as we will take the win in Canada.
Fantastic drive, just fantastic. You deserved that race win.
What a drive. 16th to 1st.
They take the checkered flag then here in Canada in what has been another fabulous Grand Prix. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, when you overtake that many people, I'd certainly hope you'd win the race. Their car was really effective in the slipstream here
It all
today.
comes down
and
to
it seemed to be
strategy.
pleased that they didn't cook the engine, given how long they were spending in the hot air behind other cars. They had a lot of confidence to push their tyres hard as well, especially going into the corners, which allowed for some late braking and some exciting passes.
A show-stopping performance from the 3 drivers approaching the podium right now. It's been an interesting Grand Prix, that's for sure. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. And after today's result, there's a new name at the top of the championship. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
I'm going to give it to the owner-driver today. There was a lot going on all down the field, but they were the only one who I really felt maximised their potential.
Let's move on to the constructors. The owner-drivers team moved to the top of the table. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
that was the Canadian Grand Prix. Verstappen and Kvyat make the podium. The Bottas, Sainz, Kyoto, Gasly, Albon, Hamilton, and Schumacher gets to the top 10. Gets that bonus point for the fastest lap of the race. Championship standings will have constructors first, extending the lead to 32 over Mercedes. Ferrari and Red Bull 3rd and 4th. AlphaTauri jumps up to 5th. It's high. McLaren in the driver standings. That's what it looks like right now. We are 5 points ahead of our teammate Mick Schumacher. Lewis Hamilton in 3rd, 12 points back. Verstappen in 4th, 24 points back, and Bottas in 5th, only 25 points back. So, pretty impressive that at this point in the season we have 5 drivers within a race win of each other. That's pretty impressive, has to be said.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
First in the championship. How does that feel?
You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy?
Do you have any comments about the collisions?
Appreciate your time. First we have to do some sponsor renewals. We're going to renew sponsors.
Atlantics, those spots. DSP those spots. Pacifico's there. Signeto is on the wing and right behind the cockpit. And then 7 is right where it is. Alright, yep, that looks all sorted and good. Signal advance time. Alright, that's it for the Canadian Grand Prix. We'll see you next time for the French Grand Prix.